What's good, future millionaires? We back with another banger. I'm DecemberDeMarco, Fortune 500 marketer, and I'm here to share my insights of the market with y'all to hopefully help y'all become better informed investors, man. Salute to everybody for pulling up on the channel. I appreciate y'all. We got to get back into something that we used to do, but first off, y'all have to hit that thumbs up, like button ASAP as soon as y'all pull up. Jump in the comment section. Let me know if you notification gang or if you just ASAP squad. So we got our book of the day by Lori Grenier. This book is Invent It, Sell It, Bank It. So y'all can check this book out. It is available on Amazon. Also, you can get my book right now available on Amazon as well. The link to that is in the description. Check out the description section for tons of free resources, stocks, crypto, you name it. My official email is there as well. Beware of a scammer pretending to be me in the comment section as well as on Instagram. My official Instagram is @DecemberDeMarco. The scammer is using @DecemberDeMarco. So if you see a dot in the middle, that is a scammer. Please report that page. Shout out to everybody reaching out to the channel. I appreciate y'all. Okay, cool. I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to everybody reaching out to the channel. I'll get to y'all as soon as this video is over. Shout out to everybody grabbing. Of course, we just had somebody else grab it. Hey, shout out to my boy K-Rock, man. He just became a crypto multi-millionaire, man. This is one of my students that's been rocking with me for about 6 months now, following along with all the information, tuning into, everything, and, using this information to become a better informed investor. You can see the screenshot here. He also gave me a testimonial that, we should throw on real quick. Matter of fact,
this video, yo, what's up? This is K-Rock. Some may know me from PM Don. Some may know me just as K-Rock, the producer. Cool. But listen, this video, and no, this not no clickbait video, no weird shit or none of that. This video is a thank you video to my man, DecemberDeMarco. And I'm going to tell you why. He's the one, and I've been an avid fan of his channel since like 6 months now, but he's the reason why I knew and understood Shiba Inu, okay? Also Saitama as well. So those two are my
shout out to the Wolf Pack. Shout out to Saitama, right? As well as the Shiba Army.
Months ago via a Probit, and then transfer out from Probit.
So I don't want to take too much time up on this video. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you for rocking with me, man. Congratulations. You deserve it, man. A lot more of my students are also, moving across that 7-figure threshold as well. So shout out to y'all. I got a couple other students that did not want to share that, but those that have been following me for about that time period and been taking this information seriously, depending on what they had to start with and what they flipped it into, you had the opportunity, to become a millionaire. We still have a lot more people to cross that finish line. Way more people have to still cross that line. We have tons of people becoming, hitting their first 6 figures in crypto as well. So this is just an amazing thing that we're creating. Come join our private investment community here on Facebook, private stock market gang. We got over 5,000 active investors. And let me speed through this because, the intro is a little longer in this one. But man, when is it, how often is it that, someone from your community makes $3 million, from the advice that you're teaching? I have to share this so that people know that this is real deal. This is not cap. We not just saying this. Y'all can verify this. Tap in with him if you want to ask him for yourself. I put his information in that post. Also, I shared it here as well on my Twitter page. Follow me here @DecemberDeMarco. He said here, he replied to the tweet. He said, "Thanks, G. God is the greatest." And just basically shouting out and showing an appreciation, for what he's been able to learn along this journey, which is, amazing to be able to, help somebody accomplish that. So follow me on Twitter @DecemberDeMarco, as well as Instagram @DecemberDeMarco. The scammer's account is @December.deMarco. So if they try to write you, tell them you already know they're a scammer. Everybody already knows, so they'll fizzle out. But right now we're at that 5213 level, finding support right at that 45-42 range. Now I called this pullback that we saw yesterday. I told y'all we were supposed to see a breakout on the 9th. Now it could go to the upside or the downside, and I told you our key levels of support was right at that level where we seen it hold at that 48 ish range. We did see it dip down for a split second to that 46 ish, right above that 45 range that I've been telling y'all too, you know, previously in the last week, that when we pulled back to it around this range, I called it here, and we were able to load up here. So you see, we made money on this impulse here. We had another pullback. If you waited, you know, you could have been buying along, you know, this dip here. But even, you know, no matter where you got in right here, because I know a lot of people aren't at the level yet where they can combine, you know, several of these indicators and candlestick patterns as well to determine the best entry. But anywhere around this range, you're doing okay, because we will go back above our all-time highs. Now, I'm not here to just, you know, pump everything up and make it seem like, shout out to everybody reaching out to me, I appreciate y'all, but I'm not here to just continue to, you know, pump everything up and say every single day is going to go to the moon. Do I believe, you know, long term in SHIB? Am I bullish? 100%. I'll be holding SHIB 5 years plus. Do I believe SHIB will go to 1 cent? 100% I do. I'm investing in it like I believe it's going to 1 cent. So I ask y'all, you know, how much money would you be investing into SHIB if you knew it would be 1 cent? You know, think about that. You'll be looking back, you know, they always say hindsight is 20/20, but right now you got me, you know, and this is not financial advice. You have to remember to always do your own due diligence, never risk more than you're willing to lose. Remember that it's crypto. We could be seeing swings from 60 to 80%, but you know, if you believe in the project, if you believe in their mission, the roadmap, if you talk to the team and you understand, you know, where their vision is, and you believe in the community as well as the use case, then you have to be prepared. You know, Warren Buffett says, you know, he really doesn't invest in things that he doesn't plan on holding 10 years plus, you know. So with SHIB, we're going to give them a nice solid 5 run and let it, you know, do what they got to do, because, you know, I understand, you know, time in the market beats timing the market. So no matter what, think about if you would have invested in any of the major companies 5 years ago, how much money would you have now? You know, they're all doing, you know, better than they were 5 years ago. So that's why, that's my time frame on SHIB. But right now the chart is looking like we are about to have a nice little breakout back to the upside. We might start to see resistance around that 58 level. If people start to take profits early, we could even see some resistance right about that. Right about that 57 level. But we should be able to see the 58s and even possibly push to that 61 before we see some major resistance around 63. But the way the chart's looking, we should be able to, you know, eat this dip back up if we can, you know, get more volume in. It does look like the volume is increasing. It's tapering off right here, but hopefully we, you know, wait, once people start to wake up, people on, you know, different sides of the earth, you have to remember there's different, you know, markets. There's you know, European markets, there's people, you know, in Asia that, you know, they're all on different time frames. So we start to see, as different time, or people on different parts of the world, you know, start to wake up, we start to see their money begin to flow in based off different news that happened the previous day or at nighttime for us. So I'm hoping we start to see more volume. This tells people that we held the line right here, that we refuse to go lower. Now, if we look back in the chart and try to determine what do we see from this support level here, we can see this support where we're holding at was a previous resistance level right here in the chart. So hopefully we can hold that. It looks like we will. Why? Because a previous, you know, resistance becomes a new support if we hold it, or, you know, a previous support can become a new resistance if we fall beneath it. And right now it's looking like we're holding pretty nicely. So we should be able to even potentially see that 65 range if we're, you know, buyers snatch it up right here. And then we would have to hold there to continue to fight our way back up. But right now we have so much FUD going on. You know, they did it. They try, you know, I like to teach a lot about, you know, technical analysis as well as market psychology. But, you know, the retail investors, you know, psychology is, if they jumped in, you know, they heard all the good news, everybody posting their gains, they're seeing new millionaires being created. They're like, okay, I'm gonna buy a bag. Now what happens was they jumped in here, you know, bought this candle, pushed it all the way up. You know, all the smart money already entered their position. So retail, the new investors jumped in, they seen this sell off right here. So a lot of people panicked, sold out of their position. It was bought right back up. Then we seen those people shake, those new investors that came back in again, shaking out here, or possibly even, you know, some institutions moving in this day as well. But a lot of people were shaking out of their positions along this, you know, along this trend line here. So we see that anybody who got in after this point was basically held underwater. And that's a, scary thing for a new investor. If you bought into something and the next day or the next, few days later, you're continuously in the red, eventually you'll get exhausted and you won't be able to, not you personally, but that's the psychology of, the new investor. They'll see it, red for so long, they'll get tired of looking at it and be ready to move on to something else to try to make those gains back. But what's really happening there is the new investors being tricked to take their money, to lock in their losses. It's called an unrealized loss if you do not sell. Remember, you still hold the same amount of the asset as long as you don't sell. So once the price returns to normal, you'll have the same amount of money. So don't, be fooled just because you see the price in the red. If anything, that's a buying opportunity to load up on your position to bring your average cost down. So shout out to everybody reaching out to the channel. I will tap in with you as soon as it's over with. But we got our trend line there. Let's throw some support. I like to do the live TA with y'all just to see, so y'all can, take this information with y'all and, apply it to other assets as well, whether it is stock, whether it is Forex, whether it is options trading, the day trade, whether it's commodities, futures, NASDAQ, whatever y'all want to trade, that's fine as long as it has a chart and candlesticks. You can use this information. So right now we see that we are trading in between this flag that we have here. The price is seeing resistance on this trend line. So we could, see it pushed down if we don't break through here, and fight to make this our, fight these resistance levels to break through those to make them a new support. So it's looking good right now. Like we do have a chance to do that. I think we will break this trend line here. This is not financial advice. It's not, that I have a crystal ball right here. I have to tell y'all that if anybody say they can guess this right 100% accurately, then they will be the world's richest man, because they would simply, repeat this process over and over until they were. But likely, because I'm very bullish as well, so you have to keep that in mind. And we haven't finished this flag, so we could see a breakout here on the 14th. So they could drag us all the way back down to that 45 level again, where we still hold this area as a support, and then we break out after that. But I'm hoping that, the army is strong enough to want to, keep going from here and, break out, because we are seeing a higher low. So because we're seeing a higher low than this area here, that shows that the buyers are, slowly inching forward, pushing the price, higher and higher. Sellers are, becoming a little weaker. So we can look at some other indicators to, confirm this as well. We can take, and remember, we're on the 4-hour chart right now. So we go to our Bollinger bands as well as pull out our RSI. I use a lot of other indicators as well, but I want to save some things for the course students. So if you're interested in taking your investing to the next level, you want to become one of my course students to really take this to the next level, then reach out to me via email, DecemberDeMarco@gmail.com. Make sure you are, using the official email and not being reached out to by a scam or something like that. I will never tell you to WhatsApp me, so that's not me. But you notice here on our Bollinger bands, notice once the price rolled along here, look what happened. Once it hit that lower Bollinger band, we had a couple 4, 8, 12-hour period where it just was a major sell-off. But once we found that support and we saw that first green candle pop up along the lower Bollinger band, that was a sign for us that, okay, it's looking like it wants to hold the support. Also want to show y'all this candle right here. This candle, whenever you see it looking like a bottle rocket, pointing in the direction up like that at the bottom of a downtrend, that is also a bullish signal. That's a very bullish signal that the price wants to reverse. Now that can, what I'm describing to you now, this doesn't matter about candle color. The candle can be red, the candle can be green. If it's forming that bottle rocket formation, that shows that, sellers pushed it down, but buyers, are pushing, the price back up. And, likely to, win for the next time frame. So you notice once we got that bottle rocket, the price pushed up significantly right here. And we continue to move up to this trend line. So I'm hoping that we can break out of here during the next 4 hours. Let's move on a smaller time frame and see what the price is doing. So we're seeing resistance right there along that trend line. You notice that? This is the information that, the top, investors and top traders are using. And a lot of, y'all have to understand that it's not just some, guys behind computers, and at some level it is, but for the most part, most of this information is programmed into algorithms and computers. So the computer is able to interpret this data ASAP and make a decision based on that. That's why my mission right here with this technical analysis is to make y'all better informed investors, because everybody else that's taking this series knows this information, and they're making money off the people who don't know this information. So I'm trying to protect y'all from getting wrecked. You don't have to use this information. I just want it to be available to y'all. It's free 99. Remember, this is not the only way to learn. You can read books as well, but I'm trying to just teach y'all something that we don't see too often in this meme coin altcoin space. Live TA, not just a frozen chart, a screenshot of a chart, and I'm breaking it down like that. I'm allowing the chart to flow just to have conversation with y'all as we watch the chart, so y'all will be able to, it's basically like learning a new language, conversing in the language to be able to begin to understand it and practice it and learn it more. So right now we're trading above the mid Bollinger band. So what I'm hoping to see, if we do have some pullback, we find support right on that Bollinger band and continue to break out of this trend line. But right now, this is a sign that we got this impulse with this this candle forming here is showing us that the selling pressure is strong. It's pushing it down. You notice this wick that we got at the top of that little candle, the sellers pushed it all the way from there all the way down to where it's at right here. And at the top of an uptrend, that's likely to reverse, because we're seeing resistance on this trend line, as well as being close to our upper Bollinger band. RSI is not too overbought or too oversold, but at the same time, when it's not doing anything, when we don't have any major news, it can fizzle out and pull back to this downside. Remember, I tried to tell y'all these key support areas are like basically areas that the price wants to it's like a magnet that attracts the price to those zones. So keep that in mind. So we can look and see here that it looks like we have some demand in this area. So the price might fall back to this 49 range. If the price falls back to this 49 range, I will be loading up. I want to see what it does. I want to let it complete this this correction and see, do we continue to break out of this trend line. So I will keep y'all updated. If something crazy happens for the night, we will have an update. Let's take a look at the 30-minute real quick. So yeah, we're riding that top Bollinger band on the 30-minute chart, which says that we should have some pullback, that the price is becoming overbought or more expensive. But if we move to a higher time frame, as such as the 4-hour, it still shows us that we're having that breakout, but it is on that trend line. So we need to see it break that trend line. That's what we want to see, violation. So even on the day chart, we're still holding that trend line perfectly. But we are picking up some volume. Hopefully we found support here on the RSI and we can continue to move up. So I still have a few slots left in my TA course. If you want to learn to use this information on other assets as well, reach out to me if you're ready. I got a lot of people to reach out to. I cannot go back and forth with every single person for a million messages, y'all. I would like to be able to talk to y'all a lot more. That's why you need to be in my private investment community, because that's where I'm some of the most active. But right now I'm only allowing course students to get in there. If you're not in the waiting room already, those people that already been in the waiting room, I will be allowing y'all to come in, but you must be a course student to get in ASAP. So let me know if you're already one of my students that didn't get if you're a course student, you should be in by now. But if you one of the people that I missed that didn't get into the group yet, just send me an email and I got you. You just show me the verification that you got the course and I'll let you in. So that's all we got for this video. Appreciate y'all for pulling up on me. Make sure y'all share this video everywhere. Share with somebody that y'all want to become a better informed investor, man. And we are out.